We're going to start right here.
Well, can he recover? He's always looked crude and dangerous, Lara, and it was caught, shaken, and then Lara carried on. That left hand put him down. Wow.
Here, let me mute. I believe that's round number 4 where he went down and basically the fight should have been stopped. We're here live, real time. I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. I noticed something earlier in round 1 where the left hook has been moving him. He has not been able to stop the left hook of the very crude Mauricio Lara of Mexico. I don't know what Josh Warrington's been thinking out there, but he's about to get stopped. So we're going to go back. Please subscribe. We're going to take a jump cut. We're going into the next round. We'll be back after the fight.
And we're right on the cusp of seeing something extraordinary here from the Mexican.
And all over. George Warrington's perfect record collapses in a heap. Beaten in the biggest shock we've seen in a British ring in many a year. Mauricio Lara, the unheralded Mexican, has come in and destroyed George Warrington.
My bad. I was saying that he dropped his title because his IBF title because he didn't want to fight Kid Barry Galahad anymore. And bad karma, you know, don't drop your belts. Jojo Diaz, who missed weight by 3.6 pounds yesterday, who's fighting in about 4 or 5 hours. Right now, as you can see, I put the time up at the top. If you can see it, it's a little, they're working on Josh Warrington right now. I hope he's okay because he was down, then got up, and then went back down real slow. So I'm guessing they put him back down and like giving him oxygen. He was eating a lot of left hooks. He wouldn't keep the right glove up. And then when he should have took a knee, well, for one, after the 4th round debacle that we showed at the beginning of the video, he was never the same. His legs were gone. They recovered a little bit. I'm interested, by the way, to see the cards at the end at this point in time in the stoppage. We're going to listen to the post-fight interview, and I'm hoping that Josh Warrington is okay. He had a nice little run with wins over what? It was Lee Selby, Carl Frampton, Kid Galahad, very close fight. Where I thought that he didn't do enough, meaning Barry Galahad, to beat the champion. He's fine. He's okay. He's up. That's good. By the way, take your time out. Like the video. Doesn't, you know, take you too much time to help a brother out. Or dislike the video. Shit, I don't care. I kind of do care. But now what's next? I'm guessing, here's my theory. Right now, for those who don't know, let me break it down to you. There are 4 belts in boxing, 4 major belts. Gary Russell, WBC champion. I was actually ringside at his last fight against Tug Stutney and Bayard. Leo Santa Cruz got knocked out by 135-pound champion Gervonta Tank Davis. As you can see, Josh Warrington vacated his title. They still have him down. We're here live real time, by the way. We're going to get you a replay. Navarrete, top-ranked fighter, WBO champion, and he just moved up to 126. So my thoughts were that the WBA, well, Eddie Hearn, the promoter of Josh Warrington, was putting pressure on the WBA to possibly strip, my theory, because he's been talking about it, to strip Leo Santa Cruz so that Kanju would be elevated to Super World Champion, and we would see Josh Warrington versus Kanju, and it could have possibly been a unification if the IBF. So he's all right, he cool. You know, you can see how Josh Warrington lost that fight because Paul Smith, who was doing commentary here on the Zone, said it best that Mauricio Lara is very crude, and that left hand, he was lunging with it, and just technically, maybe he underestimated him, but during the fight week build-up, Josh Warrington was speaking very respectful, like, yo, his name is, you know, his alias is the Bronco.
Who came in here, they gave him a number 10 ranking with the IBF, and everyone sort of raised an eyebrow and said, oh, please, he's never beaten anybody. There's nothing on his record at all. He has just put himself, and legitimately so, into contention for a serious shot at a world title with this.
Took his chance with both hands. He did exactly what was asked of him, and he upset the opposition.
I wouldn't be surprised if Navarrete fighting. You know, somebody in the next, he's going to get a significant fight off of this win.
As
And will
Neff
Josh-
without the belt, I feel sorry for him that he hasn't got the belt to show for
And
this.
I was just going to say that's going to be the difference maker for him going forward. Unfortunately,
That's true, because this was supposed to be for the title. This was supposed to be for the title, but the IBF was like, nah, you got to fight Kid Galahad, who was going to be fighting James Jazza Dickens for the title. Was the purse bid for that? I don't even remember, about not even a week or so ago, maybe a little bit longer. So it's like, now what does Josh Warrington do? You know, will he still get a shot at Kanzu, or does he have to take some, you know, a warm up or a tune up fight, a get back, stay busy fight? I don't see them pursuing a rematch with Lara. And the crazy thing is, in my opinion, no disrespect to just say fucking Arizona Lara, to Mauricio Lara, he's not really that good. It's like one of those fights where I feel Josh Warrington lost. Look, sweet dance moves. Hold on, Sky Sports be tripping sometimes. He just kept eating those left hooks throughout the fight. Look, oh, fucked up. He just kept eating them throughout the fight. And he did good after he recovered from the first knockdown. You know, he should have been put out a while ago. Oh, jeez. So the question is, what's next for me? You know, Josh Warrington got fucked up. And to think that Shakur Stevenson would have put a boot in his ass. And I was saying this before this fight. You know, there's levels to this. He had those 3 big, good wins, yes, but I just feel, you know, I feel that Josh Warrington lost this fight. Mauricio Herrera, yeah, fucking Lara knocked him out. But I feel that, you know, Josh Warrington, for one, he had the whole game, like he had the game plan to try to slug it out with this Mexican was just all wrong. It was just all wrong. What was he thinking? By the way, so before we get to the post, I'm guessing they're going to do interviews with both of them and see what's next. Zelfa Barrett got a controversial decision over Kinko Martinez. It was one of those fights where it could have went either way, but 118-111 by the two judges.
Your winner by technical countout de San Felipe de Jesus, Ciudad de Mexico, Mauricio Bronco Lara.
I'm happy for him. And with the way the cards were going, shit. I wonder what the cards were at the point of the stoppage.
What an extraordinary end to what looked like a fairly low-key evening, I think we have to admit. I don't think any of us came in here saying, oh, I'm really looking forward to this one. I sense there's something in the air tonight. I mean, that says it all. 2 Yorkshiremen there and having a chat, and I don't think anybody can quite believe it. It's sunk in.
yeah, listen, you tee up the variables, don't you, of the things that can happen and might happen, and of course
I can say that I can't say. I don't know. I had a little bit of a feeling about this fight. Like, I don't know, it was a big question mark around Mauricio Lara. But I can say it's an upset that got people talking. So, you know, for this to be the somewhat unofficial season premiere of boxing, because every week straight now for quite some time we got cards on top of cards. You know, despite the Joe Smith versus Maxim Vlasov fight being postponed because of COVID, nonetheless, we got a lot of cards. So for this being the somewhat, Josh Warrington being somewhat the first fight of this unofficial season premiere, because a lot of boxing eyes, hardcores and media has been all over this fight watching. And, you know, shit. So I don't think he's going to do an interview. I think he's going to go and do medicals and shit. I mean, he did just get brutally knocked out. Wow. So are they going to talk to Mauricio Lara? And I'm guessing they're probably going to talk to Eddie Hearn, which we're going to listen to. So once again, I don't mean to be motherfucking harassing you. Oh, I got to stop cussing. I forgot my daughter's moving in. I got to stop cussing. You got to help me out. All right? I got to stop cussing. All right. So I'm guessing we're going to hear from Eddie Hearn, and we're going to hear from Mauricio Lara about, you know, what's next. Here, they actually have Mauricio Lara. So once again, I don't mean to be, you know, harassing you, but please take your time out, like the video.
I just wonder if you can sum up how you're feeling right now for everybody that's watching. ¿Nos puede explicar lo que significa lo que has hecho para todas las personas que están viendo esto?
Buenas noches, buenas noches. Es algo genial, simplemente happy para toda mi familia y para todo México.
Simply, it's just been a great night. I'm really, really happy for my family and all the people back home in Mexico.
Are you aware at the size of the shock that you have just caused? I know you and your team were very confident, but that will go down as one of the biggest shocks in recent history in a British boxing ring.
Quizás es una de las sorpresas más grandes en un ring británico aquí. ¿Te das cuenta de lo que ha pasado? Sé que había mucha confianza en tu grupo durante la semana, pero ¿sabes lo que se ha hecho?
Claro, sabemos lo que venimos a hacer aquí a estas tierras. Gracias aquí al Reino Unido por la bienvenida. Y claro, venimos a esto y había mucha confianza porque se había trabajado genial y se salió a reducir ahorita.
Yeah, we worked really hard for it, so it worked out how we'd planned. I just want to thank everyone in the UK for the warm welcome we received, and our confidence was because we believed we could do it.
We were told that you are heavy-handed and you can punch. What was the game plan, and can you just talk me through the fourth round where you must have thought that the fight was over?
¿Nos puede hablar un poco del plan de la pelea? Sabemos, mucha gente hablaba de que pegabas muy fuerte, pero ¿nos puede hablar concretamente del cuarto asalto? ¿Debería haber pensado que ibas a ganar directamente ahí?
Claro, la pelea se iba a trabajar como si se fuera resolviendo. Creo que, bueno, Warrington, por eso es el número 1 del mundo, aguantó muchos golpes, certeros, fuertes, pero no queríamos desgastarnos porque sabíamos la dureza de él, la agilidad que tenía y claro, no salió en ese round, pero estuvimos buscándolo round por round y hasta que se dio la pelea.
So we were working round by round. It did work out as we planned, but in terms of that round, once I put the pressure on him, I didn't want to tire myself out. We wanted to take it round by round because we know he's number 1 in the world and there's a reason why he's number 1. So we just took it round by round and worked on it that way.
Josh Warrington vacated his belt before this fight, so you don't go home as a world champion. Is there any sadness or is it a massive celebration that you have beat who is widely regarded as the number 1 boxer at that weight?
Un poco de tristeza por no poder llevar los cinturones o el cinturón a casa, pero también mucha felicidad, supongo, por haber ganado al número 1 del mundo.
Claro, es tristeza porque queríamos el cinturón, pero no hay ningún problema. Creo que esto realizó en México algo muy lindo y me llevo un gran sabor de boca.
No, I go away with a great flavour in my mouth, and it's great for Mexico. There's a tinge of sadness because we haven't been able to get the belts, but that might come in the future.
Just finally, how will you celebrate? After the weigh-in yesterday, you ate what can only be described as the biggest pizza that we've ever seen. What will you do tonight?
¿Qué vas a hacer para celebrar? Sabemos que comiste la pizza más grande del mundo ayer antes de... ¿Cómo vas a festejar? Dinos.
Más que nada, quiero llegar con mi familia, con mi esposa Bárbara, con mi hija Itana, a celebrar que perdí mucho tiempo de no estar con ellas y quiero recompensárselo y disfrutar también a mi mamá y a mi papá, que aquí lo tengo, pero afuera de los cuadriláteros es lo más maravilloso, y a toda mi familia.
So the biggest thing for me outside the ring is my family, my daughter Aitana, my wife Barbara. I'm looking forward to celebrating with them. It's been a while that I've not been around them, so I'm looking forward to seeing them again. That's the most important thing for me outside of the ring.
Thank you and safe journey home. I want to bring in promoter Eddie Hearn here. Eddie, you just can't script
I want to see his
sport.
face.
I wonder where this ranks alongside the feelings you had after AJ Ruiz won, after Povetkin, White in the Garden. Just the same sort of shock?
Just why it's the best sport in the world, isn't it? You know, a young man, 22 years of age, from Mexico City, comes in, no one gave him a chance. We knew he could fight. You know, we said in the press conference, we spoke to people in Mexico, we didn't think he'd be the number 1 ranked featherweight in the world. And he did. So we have to give him tremendous credit. I don't think I've seen bravery in the ring like what I saw from Josh Warrington for a long, long time. He never recovered from the shot. I spoke to him in the dressing room before the fight, and I said, you know, the chance that this young man has in the fight is to trade up with you. We know he can punch, just be smart. And he didn't do that. He came out, he was erratic. You know, I mean, 16 months out of the ring rush showed. He got caught with a shot and he never recovered. How he got through that 4th round, I will never know. But, you know, for the remainder of the fight, he was on empty. And the bravery was incredible. And people will talk about the upset, but you have to give this man tremendous credit, you know. We've seen tremendous Mexican fighters. This is another one, 22 years of age. And for Josh Warrington, it's an absolute, you know, crushing blow. And, you know, for all the great nights, we wanted to be standing here talking about the return to Leeds after the pandemic and, you know, the Gary Russell fights, and now it's back to the drawing board. You know, it's looking at the future. This isn't the kind of environment he's used to, but no excuses. He got beat by a hungry young Mexican fighter that changed his life tonight.
What's the plan next for Josh? Seems a pretty unfair question considering what's just happened, but the focus in the coming days will be what happens next. Where do you go?
Well, look, he's going to want to take this man on again. You know, after a fight like that, he's going to need a long rest. And the most important thing now is to go backstage, make sure he's okay. If he needs medical attention, let's get it to him, because that was a brutal fight. You know, we do have the opportunity to rematch this young man if Josh Warrington wants to. It's not even in the mind at the moment. What's on the mind is get Josh Warrington back to his family, let him recover, and let him come to terms with what is a devastating career defeat. But again, you know, he will come again. He's a great fighter. He's been out for a long time. And like I said, tonight just showed us why we love boxing so much, because one punch can change everything. And for 3 rounds, and 3 and a bit rounds, Josh Warrington was in control of the fight, but erratic. This man with heavy hands landed one on the chin, and it changed his life. It changed the career of Josh Warrington. But he'll be back, and dare say, once he recovers, he'll be wanting to take him on again.
Eddie, thanks very much. Like you said, Josh did suffer a heavy knockout there. We hope he's okay backstage. We'll go and check and try and get that to you before we go off air. Mauricio, massive congratulations. Safe journey home.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, what do? You know, after a 16-month layoff, you know, oh, wait, hold on. There we go. All right. So what do? You know, after, you know, that type of beating? You know, I agree with Eddie Hearn. He was extremely erratic. You know, I don't know what he was like. He just was trying to slug it out, and then you have to think like, okay, bro, you pretty good, but you had a layoff, and on record, you only have 7 KOs. You know, like he just was out there just eating anything, man. Just eating anything. I mean, it was a great fight. I do admit that. It was a very good fight. But after that 4th round, his legs just never recovered. They just never recovered. And is this the stoppage? No, the stoppage was in round number 9. Like I said, after the knockdown, those mid rounds, he was doing better, keeping that right hand up. But then, you know, he just went out there and just went on the same dumb shit he was on. And here was the finish. Oh. Damn, it was kind of sad to see, but it is what it is. Sad to see because you don't like seeing somebody get hurt. Like, you know, I don't really, you know. But anyway, I'm TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com. Please take your time out, like the video, follow me on Twitter at TstreeT4Life. Going to put that information all down below in the description box. I'm going to take about an hour break before I get to the top ranked card headline now by Richard Comey versus Jackson Marinez here in the States on ESPN Plus. Then I'm going to go ahead and pony up my 74-19 and buy UFC 258. And I'm going to cover the Jojo Diaz versus Rock Hamanov and Patrick Teixeira versus Brian Castano fight. Please subscribe and TstreeT Controversy with FightView360.com.